What's up, Apple Byte Nation? This is another kind of one of those small little add-ons we like to throw in here. I guess we should start calling them Apple Bits or something like that. But look, the big news that just dropped is that Apple officially said that they're going to be delaying the HomePod for release sometime in early 2018. I don't know how you feel about that, so let's first of all just check out their official statement. We can't wait for people to experience HomePod, Apple's breakthrough wireless speaker for the home, but we need a little more time before it's ready for our customers. We'll start shipping in the US, UK, and Australia in early 2018. And so when I see that quote and hear it, there's really two reactions that you probably have. For all the Apple fanboys, the diehards, they're like, come on, Apple, get it done right. I'm okay, I'm patient, I'm willing to wait. We want the right product. There's also another side of me that thinks, okay, hey, this is 2 years back to back. AirPods last year were delayed. The HomePod this year is delayed. These are two hot new products that you're supposed to deliver in the holiday season. Get it together. You know, I think there's also a part of me that says, hey, I just bought an iPhone and spent $1,000. I could use the time to save up for that money. But I think that ultimately we want a good product, but at the same time, don't overpromise for us and underdeliver. So in sales, you want to always kind of underpromise and overdeliver, but now we're getting this 2 years back to back. It's just not a good look. We talk about how the AirPods were delayed last year, and if we want to say, okay, when does this happen? Where have these missteps happened before? Historically, well, let's look at the AirPods. They were announced at Apple's September keynote back in 2016. They were promised for late October, and they didn't come in late October. In fact, Apple had a statement very similar to the HomePod, so this is what they said at the time. The early response to AirPods has been incredible. We don't believe in shipping a product before it's ready, and we need a little more time before AirPods are ready for our customers. So that's what they told us. Sounds a lot like what we saw earlier with the HomePod, but this is what happened. It didn't go out to late October. They ended up starting to ship or make them available to purchase, the AirPods that is, December the 13th. So that's about a 2.5, 3-month delay from when they originally expected to come. Then on top of that, not only were they available December 13th, I like to say available, there was a 6-week shipping time on them, and that went as far out as like late July of 2017. So pretty much even though they were available, they were really hard to get. We know Apple had some issues getting them out, but then also they didn't have enough inventory to support it. So it's not like you're saying, okay, they're here, they're ready. People couldn't buy them until recently. So that's kind of a boo-boo on their side. But you also look at some of these other historical things. This is not their first misstep. You go back as far back as like 2011, and I don't know if you guys and gals remember the iPhone 4. The iPhone 4 white model was delayed somewhere around 9 months because they had some issues with UV protection, but this was a phone that came out 9 months later. The thing though is that they still delivered the iPhone 4 on time. It's just that they didn't deliver the iPhone 4 in its white color on time. So now we go back to the HomePod and we think about, okay, is this product, look, when I first saw the product, when they announced it, it was a little underwhelming for me compared to what's out there. We know it's a $349 price tag. It looks like a lot of things. It could be like a scratch post for a cat. It looks like a big ol' toasted marshmallow, like a big ball of yarn you see at a fabric store. It could be a lot of things. Fine, let's get over the looks. But from the technical aspects, right, you have this 360-degree sound speaker array. That's nice. But the two technical things, Siri. Siri is a whole lot better in 2017. I will give it credit. But it's still not nearly as good as what the Google Assistant is. It's not nearly as good as what Amazon's Echo has with Alexa. So they're already behind in that aspect. And then when you also talk about music services, from all documentation and all indications, even to developers, the only native music service that is going to be supported on the HomePod is just Apple Music. And to me, that's an issue. It makes it just a really limited device coming out of the gates. So now let's look back and think about how Apple used to approach this. And yeah, you could call me old fogey, like, oh, those days are gone. Look, Apple is a different company, but back in the day, Apple, the SJ era, they would surprise us, but then they would actually deliver on that surprise within the date range that they told us. It wouldn't be 3 or 4 months later. It wouldn't be, 12 months until a product could actually be purchased. And that breeds goodwill. That was part of the magic of Apple. And when you do this 2 years back to back and you don't deliver during the holiday season, right, when everyone is ready to buy, not only are you losing an opportunity, the Google Home Max is coming out. Sonos One's platform, they're all there. They're going to be ready to purchase. And Apple's HomePod, that should have been part of that mix, that's already behind in smart speakers, is not part of that mix. And when you start kind of disappointing your consumer base and just the general perception, it becomes a letdown. And Apple shouldn't want to feel like they want to be anywhere associated with letting down their customers. It wasn't that way before, and it shouldn't be moving forward. So fine, well, let's talk about it. They say early 2018. Let's be real, that's going to be more like March 2018. They're not going to rush it for January. Apple has sometimes had March events. Maybe we'll see something with MacBooks or with Macs and iPads in March. But I wouldn't expect it like, oh, early 2018, this thing's coming in January. I could be wrong. We're shooting this just to talk about it. But let me know what you think. Are you disappointed in this? Does this change how you feel about Apple? Do you love the fact that they're holding off and you don't care, just give it to us when it's ready? I just think even when it's ready, it's not going to be that great of a wow Apple product. And ultimately, it's just a bad look. And ultimately, it's a bad Apple. So thanks for watching this. Leave your feedback in the comments. Let's talk about it. And there you go. That's another Apple Bytes, Apple Bits wrapped up. Peace.